What's up, guys? We got a great video from FBE Capital.
It's been almost 4 years since I completely uprooted my life.
It's about being older and being single and not having children.
Because I don't even have a person to get pregnant with.
A few weeks ago, I suffered a mild heart attack. I didn't think I was going to make it, and it was just disheartening to not have anybody there.
Yeah, we made it to the end and it didn't happen.
Sure, I could go get pregnant on my own or get a donor, but I don't want that. I want to have a baby with the person that I love.
I wish women really understood nowadays how horrible we present ourselves.
Here's something men need to understand about women over 50. We don't care about you.
Honestly, a lot of women treat men like trash. And I will be 42 in a month.
I am 50 years old. So I'm 46 years old. And men my age just don't seem to like me.
It is rough.
I just feel incredibly lonely.
There are a lot of women 5-10 years post-divorce that I've spoken to that have told me, I regret leaving him. I regret breaking up with him.
Every time I hear a woman complain about her baby daddy, in particular black women that complain about her baby daddy, the first thing I say is, you chose him. You chose him.
And you might be saying, well, you chose this, so, you make your bed. And I get it. I did choose it.
I'm just questioning life, and I'm just wondering if anybody else feels like they've made all the wrong decisions in life.
I don't have space to show up as the best mum that I can show up as. I'm less nurturing, I'm less accepting, I'm less patient.
Nobody wants to hear this because what you want me to say today is actually being a single mother is totally possible. It actually isn't. It's not. It was never meant to happen for the human race, number one.
I felt I had been kind of lied to by the culture. The idea that I could fuck my way to empowerment. This idea that, you can sleep your way to feeling like a girl boss.
The boss bitch woman.
And once you have, as a woman, you have children, your life is work is important. It's not my main focus. When I'm on my deathbed, I'm not going to go, I'm happy I worked a ton. It doesn't carry as much weight.
My health has failed me, and who's going to be there for me?
What an intro. So many women hitting the wall. So many women confused with what's happening in their lives. So many women regretting feminism. Guys, let's watch.
Yes, guys, the truth truly hurts when talking about older women revealing their true dating experiences instead of the feminist propaganda plastered all over social media.
Good morning, everyone. So I haven't done an update in a bit on the dating in your 50s. So much fun. I'm having such a fun time.
So then you tell yourself, it's okay, I'm strong, I'm happy, I'm doing fine.
Yeah, right. Please drop a like on the video if you think that people that are constantly screaming at you about how happy they are probably lying, and comment down below what you think. Currently, social media is flooded with women claiming it's wonderful to be old and single because it aligns with the narrative of women not needing men. But when you ask real women that don't want to sell you a course or some dating consultancy service on how life actually is, then they would tell you a completely different story.
This whole dating thing, especially at my age, over 50, is just bullshit.
I wonder if I have lost the ability to connect, having been single a long time, dated a lot, have I lost that ability?
So when women hit 30 and they're like, oh, I'm not married, I don't have kids, they definitely go through this panic.
It's hard to get a guy to even get to the point of actually going on a date or meeting for the first time.
That's what hitting the wall is. The fact that it becomes so hard to find somebody. Men are not approaching you. Men are not asking you out on dates. You understand, even on the apps, they are not swiping. That's hitting the wall.
You see, I already proved this massive discrepancy between the false narrative and the real-world experience when it comes to women getting older and continuing to date in my Age of Desperation video linked up here, where I went into the lies of egg freezing. When you ignore the social media hype and just look at the actual numbers, things start to look a lot more depressing, and women are not freezing their fertility at all.
I really thought this process would slow down my biological clock and I wouldn't feel as much pressure. And I feel way more pressure now.
And now we are seeing real-world proof of this from Coco Beauty, where she had a complete mental breakdown when she tried to go freeze her eggs and found out that she's close to being infertile and that it might never work.
I've been crying the entire day. And people say oh, you're not alone, this happens to so many women, but I mean, it feels very alone. Lonely.
You see, she's yet another victim of the feminist propaganda machine that she herself is actually guilty of participating in. And so now in this video, we're going in deeper, starting with first the hypocrisy and lies of older women contradicting themselves, then following up with the problems of older women dating younger men, and finishing with the grand finale of older women creating single mothers out of their own daughters to then blame the whole disaster on, of course, men. Classic.
Guys, let's say for those women that are freezing eggs so that maybe they can try to have kids, maybe late in their 30s, why do you think that is? What is it that they are doing in between 20 and 35 that will prevent them from having kids? Guys, you already know the answer. I don't have to say it. Let me see in the comment section.
So first up is this lovely lady who is a certified jaded man-hater, and this becomes very clear very quickly when you listen to her talking about older men dating younger women.
The only kind of men that date and marry women that are substantially younger than them are insecure men. These are men that want to exploit women, that want to dominate women.
Okay, so clearly older men dating younger women is bad, that's her stance, right? Now let's see what she thinks about older women dating younger men.
Let's talk about older women who date younger men, and I am one of them.
This woman makes a whole video vilifying men that date younger women, but it turns out she's doing the exact same thing. But I'm not surprised, because like I showed in my Passport Bro series, linked up here, it is these types of Western women who constantly complain about men and their dating preferences, but end up being massive hypocrites since they do the exact same thing.
Passport Bro movement is more American male toxicity.
That made me decide to go to Italy today.
If you've ever been to the Balkans, you know what I'm talking about, and it's all men.
But yeah, you can't really expect that type of chivalry that I have found in other countries.
But it gets better when you listen to why she's doing it.
I do that for two reasons. Number one, physical. It's basic principles of attraction.
Yeah, no shit, lady. That's what men say. Younger women are hot. It's not rocket science. But somehow when men say this and date younger women, it's a problem and it's called exploitation. It's simply ridiculous. Now moving on to the 40-something party girl from Vegas who constantly switches between being okay and having a mental breakdown.
Why? Because I've been her.
So to set the scene here, she's in her 40s and she only dates younger men, which she really wants to make clear.
I'm dating a 24-year-old and I'm 41.
I prefer to date younger men. I date younger men pretty much exclusively.
Okay, so we get it.
I don't think they do prefer to date younger men. Of course, it makes sense. You look at, she's 41. Maybe older guys will be people that they are married. If they are not married, they are going after younger ones. They are dating women who in their 20s. They don't want to date older women in their 40s. So for women in their 40s, they've hit the wall. They have no people, like there are no men that's of their same age group or slightly older than them going after them. So the only place they can look is younger. You understand? And for younger men, 24, is not looking to settle down. Because if, let's say, at 24, you start dating somebody that's 21, 22, you find that this woman, she's still in that era of wanting to go to places she's never been to. Like, you know, she wants to do all sorts of things. So for a young man who wants to build wealth, who will look to say, you know what, instead of spending every bit that I'm making on a girlfriend, let me go for an older woman. So they are going for older women so that they don't get to spend money on dates. So that you know, they fulfill I don't have to say it, but like, you understand. At some point, also growing up as a guy, you have the thing of like, oh, you know, you want to be with somebody who's in their 30s. Well, yeah, You're 24, you want to be somebody who's like in their mid-30s or just around 30. It's a thing.
Only dates younger men. So how is that working out?
Men are cowards. Men will meet the woman of their dreams, but because they're not willing to live up to her light or her standard or her whatever they perceive it to be, they will take advantage, they'll destroy her.
Was there really any other outcome here? I mean, let's face it, every single time we see a woman so adamant and so angry
What I want to know is, why do you care?
about how wonderful her life is and explaining to you that she's perfectly fine, then clearly that is not the case. But anyways, it's about to get a lot worse, since remember, she thinks that men are cowards for not committing to a woman and she does not want to play games.
I thought at this point he was done with these games.
Except, this is the same woman who was considering marrying a guy while she was already dating another guy for almost 2 years.
And Beau, who I've been dating since July of 2022, is almost 18 years younger than me, okay?
So 2 weeks ago, on my birthday, I was proposed to by somebody that I've known since 9th grade.
Are you kidding me? So this woman talks about men playing games, is in a 2-year relationship.
We are still dating, I don't know what to tell you. We like each other. He's kind. He doesn't shut down and tell me that I'm crazy, like men my own age.
When she gets proposed to by another man and she's seriously considering it.
Because my initial response was going to be like, okay, we can talk about this, we can negotiate our way into this, you know? He's a gorgeous man, he's a successful man, I care about this man.
Now mind you, this is not the 1950s anymore, and men are not just walking around proposing to every single woman. So you know a lot of went down before that dude was even considering a proposal. Plus, he actually believed she might say yes, which is what she was actually considering.
It caught me off guard, even though I kind of had a sense it was coming, I still wasn't like totally prepared. And so I told him, I was like, I really need to think about this. This is a really big deal.
This is why, guys, I and almost every creator in this space constantly says that marriage is dead. I made a video on divorce linked up here, showing how insanely biased the family courts are, and if you marry a woman like this, I guarantee you, you will experience that firsthand. Now obviously, this woman is broken beyond belief, but to prove that it wasn't men who broke her, I'll let her explain how this happened.
So here's the thing. I was raised by a mother who didn't want me. And so she spent my entire developmental years, like I'm gonna try and say this without crying, letting me know that I was a burden, to do things on my own. Like, she just, very dismissive of my entire existence. So I grew up with a belief system that nobody wanted me. That internal belief system has a way of rearing its ugly head. In fact, like, I was suicidal by the time I was 9.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. However, it is a great segue into our final and most disastrous situation of how older women are setting up their own daughters for failure in both dating and life in general. Because this Karen, yep, her name is actually Karen, has a truly gorgeous daughter who seems very lovely and wholesome. And so you might think, hey, perfect wifey material, right? Well, hold on, because before you guys go off and find a woman just like this, let me remind you of something that Patrick Bet-David once said that really resonated with me since I actually lived this experience.
Who are the 5 friends you call after we have a terrible fight? So she gives me the names. Divorce. How about this one? Divorce. How about this one? Single. How about this one? Married. How about this one? Single. I said, you calling these guys? I said, you call these 5 people, guess who they're gonna defend? She said, who? I said, you.
Yes guys, I can't stress this enough. Before you commit to a woman, be really careful who her closest advisors are, since that will be your biggest problem going forward. And so when your girlfriend's mother is her bestie, who she runs to for advice, and that mother is batshit crazy or a jaded man-hater on a quest to find herself,
I am back. Back on here, back in the UK, and back to being the me before the trauma.
then yeah, you're going to have a horrible time. Now, as with everything in life, you will always find someone doing it bigger and better, and so when it comes to terrible mom advice and guidance, Beth here really takes the cake.
A lot of men over 50 said that they wanted much younger women. However, with years comes age, but also maturity.
Because while Beth was making over 1,000 TikToks instead of providing her daughter with solid advice and guidance, little Brenna over here was getting pumped and dumped raw at Northern University, Illinois, which obviously led to the one and only possible outcome: boom, big ol' belly. Now if you're thinking, well, maybe she met a nice guy, she fell in love, and they're going to form this nice little family and raise a bunch of kids, no. This dude wants nothing to do with her or the kid, allegedly, because we can't really trust new mommies crying on TikTok since we all remember Cake Mom.
I'm her ex-husband, and right now I have full custody of our kids. As you can see, I have all weekdays and weekends. And for her to get any rights back to the kids, these are the things that she needs to do. And yes, child support, she owes that. It's up to over $21,000, so.
Yeah, that got debunked real quick. But yeah, if true, Brenna got herself knocked up by some deadbeat who doesn't care about her at all and doesn't want anything to do with her child. Now mind you, I will always say, if it is your kid, take care of it fully. I mean, definitely get a paternity test, perhaps even 2, just to make sure. But if it is your baby, take care of the little fucker. Come on, it is your own flesh and blood. That means something. However, this is another classic case of a guy who clearly did not give a damn about a girl, and the girl still letting him hit it raw, creating yet another young single mother who's going to blame men for all her struggles. All because Beth over here was too busy focusing on her own dating profile and lecturing us on all the things that men do wrong. Great job, Beth. This was older women dropping truth bombs on modern dating. Please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos.
Of course, men always get blamed over over the baby mama culture, that men are going around impregnating women. You understand? Women have been crying like for the last few weeks and months or so. They've been crying about their rights to be taken away from them, rights to be taken away from them. They will lose rights. But you know what? All those things can be avoided. You understand? All those things can be avoided. The problem we have is women are trying to raise kids by themselves. They are trying to raise daughters and boys by themselves. The problem, what that does is you can't stop that cycle of single motherhood. You're not gonna stop it, because what message are you going to tell your daughter for her not to do what you've done? Because she's seen that, okay, she's just been raised by a mother. Are you telling me that woman or the girl will completely turn around to say, I want to get married? No. She's slowly being poisoned by what you say, what you do, how you view things. All those things go, you know, go into her programming. Because she's not going to believe in marriage or another thing. If you are raising daughters by yourself, just know that even them, there will be single mothers, there will be baby mamas that will raise their own kids by themselves. Because they won't have that instilled in them, that thing of them be able to choose or make proper decisions as far as choosing a man. You understand? And for boys also, they'll continue knocking up women. You understand? Because there won't be that break in the cycle. Of course, men are always blamed. Men are always blamed. But look, you've seen, I think this guy, FBE Capital, shout out to him. He's demonstrated that in his video, and with so much details to it. Like, oh, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Benzo, and I'll see you in the next one.